Hey everyone, and welcome back. I'm doing loads of videos at the moment, so you're going to get spammed by all of the Lucy Davis YouTube videos. So today I wanted to jump on and actually talk to you about ego. Ego is rising. Ego is seriously rising at the moment, and I actually wanted to do this video because I had ego rising this week and I wanted to share it with you because I'm noticing in the community that lots and lots of people are feeling a little bit the same. So let me explain what happened earlier on in the week for some context for you all, okay? Because as soon as people hear the word ego, they get very annoyed. A lot of people don't like that word because of the, the indoctrination that we've had around using that term. But in my world, just to give you a quick breakdown, if you haven't watched my Hello Ego video, ego to me, from my perspective, is very much fear, worry, guilt, any of the more negative emotions, the lower vibrational emotions. And, every now and again, our ego pipes up. They're not listening to you. You've got a big bum. We get lots of things. You're not good enough. You're too outspoken. You're too truthful. There's lots of different things at the moment that people's egos are piping up about. And the reason that I wanted to jump on and talk about it today is not so much for the average, everyday human being. This is actually more about people in the spiritual world, or people that are coaches or mentors or whatever, and it's not just those people. Please don't think it's just those people, but I kind of just wanted to raise the awareness a little bit more on it. So myself this week, I've got a lot of people around me. Obviously, I've been on a huge journey. I've been put in this female physical body this lifetime to awaken humanity, very much speak the truth, really, really catapult the awareness of what's going on around the planet, and bring the love vibration. That is what my job is this lifetime. Now, I do it in many different ways. I do it in Facebook groups, on Facebook Lives, I do it on YouTube videos, you name it. I do it seminars, retreats, you name it. I've got a whole array of ways that I've been doing this for many years now. So you'd think that people that are around me, maybe that have been around me even just since the start of this year, that they would get it. Yeah, you would. It would be fair to assume that if somebody has been around me for 6, 8, 10, 11 months, or maybe 10 years, that they would get it. They might not agree and they might not have the same perspective as me, but they would get it. They would understand where I am. Well, this week I had somebody reach out to me who I feel is pretty close, and say a couple of things and ask a couple of questions, and I found myself, I didn't say this outward to them, but I found myself thinking, have you actually been listening to anything in the last 10 months? Have you really been listening to anything? And I was like, whoa, not cool. It's not cool to be stepping into judgment into three-dimensional behaviour, because that's exactly what that was. And I actually had to take some time out. I had to actually go inwards and say, hang on a minute, what's going on here? What is the lesson in this? And quite frankly, the truth of the matter was I was heading for burnout. The truth of the matter is I've been working really hard. I've been doing Facebook Lives. I'm supporting thousands of people globally. And, as much as I do my self-care, my self-love, and I really do look after myself, I make sure I am the ritual queen, I was taking stuff on that didn't need to be taken on. So it's for people like me today that I'm doing this video. It's for people that feel as if you've gone through quite a large part of the ascension, and that you're a huge contributory factor to the ascension on the planet. We're all going through it right now. No one person is better than another. We all have our stuff coming up. We all have healing to do. None of us are there. Even your incredible mentors with millions of followers, they're not there. We're living the human experience. We need to be gentle with ourselves. We need to be aware that maybe you are not the voice for certain people to hear. I know that certain people close off when they hear me because they're like, oh, because they know me from the past when I was the party girl, and they actually haven't quite accepted that people evolve massively once they step into their purpose and their passion. That's okay. And quite interestingly, I have zero judgment for those people. I have found myself judging in the last week, only one person, but somebody who I felt was on exactly the same path as me. And I think it was a level of frustration because I was exhausted. And so I allowed myself to step back into my three-dimensional version. The one that wanted to virtually slap that person and say, have you been listening for the last 10 months? Maybe if you'd stop doing this and stop doing that, you know, maybe you would hear it and maybe you'd live it a little bit better. But you know what? That's my ego. It's my ego piping up, wanting to be in control, wanting to be heard. It's my inner child stamping her feet. Why are you not listening to me? And this is why I love to share this stuff. When it comes up for me, I'm like, oh my God, it's coming up for me. It's coming up for loads of other people too. And I would rather share examples so that you know that it's normal and you can put it into your own context than think that there's all of these people walking around as perfection and nobody is. If anybody is saying right now that they're not tired or they don't feel burnt out or they don't feel drained or whatever, chances are that they're not being completely honest with you. There has been periods of time in this last week where I physically have been like, I don't know how I'm going to get through doing this client. Physically, I've been like, I literally can't. I do not have the capacity to do it. I've got through it, but leading up to it, I just didn't think I could. I was absolutely exhausted with the upgrades, exhausted with the noise. You know, we've had so much noise going on. Lockdown here in the UK. You know, they're threatening to test everybody in an area up north. I don't live up north, but still, like, I feel on behalf of humanity. So for me, that is a stressful situation. You know, whether you take it on or not, you can still feel the pain of the people that might have to go through that. On top of that, we're seeing, you know, the protests and stuff that are taking place, the brutality that is coming out of it. The amount of people that are just like doing as they're told because they're fearful if they open their mouth. On top of that, we are witnessing the election unfolding in America, which has a direct impact on the world. It's not just America. This is probably like the election that has been most watched ever. Everybody is watching it. Everybody has such huge opinions and they're so divisional. They're either completely red or completely blue. There doesn't seem to be this middle ground where there normally is a large proportion of people. And it's extremely volatile and it's extremely, you know, like people are taking it out on each other. And that's really not helping the end game right now. And I'm not making excuses, and I don't want you to make excuses either. If you are getting involved in that, and if you are starting to pick up the stickiness of that, of course you're going to start to judge. Of course your ego is going to come out. So taking time and upping your self-care is absolutely vital right now. It's vital. It's vital for you. It's vital for the ascension of the planet. Like I've been saying for a long time, I truly believe that we have got till the 21st of December to really mass awaken. And I believe the next 2 weeks, as what I've been shown metaphysically, there is going to be a huge like rattling of people to wake them up to the corruption and everything that's been taking place. I don't know if those timelines are actually correct, but I feel that that's what's going to happen. So you are going to get shaken to the core. So your ego is going to come up. We are literally being shaken to be awoken. All of our stuff is coming up, all of our healing. You'll notice that you've got pains that you've never had before. I actually woke up yesterday morning, and this is really quite funny. As you guys know, I do all of the energetics on the physical human body. I help people step through chronic disease for a living. You know, I hold space and I share information, and we go on a huge journey together. And you know, that's chronic disease, and so I'm very acutely aware of the human body, and I'm extremely medically psychic actually. It's a very, very beautiful gift that I've got. So for me personally, when I woke up yesterday morning and down the right hand side of my neck was hurting, I was like, okay. And instantly I pinpointed it to where my ego piped up this week. And I literally just cut off and I just shut down, and I was like, I need to go inwards, I need to understand, I need to establish where this has come from, where in my inner child this is stemming from. So I don't just show you guys how to do this, I do it with myself. If I'm out running and my left knee starts hurting, I look at the energetics of my left knee. You know, I had a bit of a sticky elbow the other day. It was quite interesting. It was just every now and again, it was a little bit painful. And although I'd done a huge elbow drill the night before at Muay Thai, it was nothing to do with that, because my physical body never hurts. Ever, because I work on the energetics. I truly believe that all of our pain in our body and our dis-ease in our body is premised off of emotional trauma. I help remove the emotional trauma. That is my job. So obviously I do it on myself every single day. I meditate, I go inwards, I figure out where the pain is, I talk to my body, I release it, I understand it, and I get rid. So it was extremely interesting that there was a sign for me. It was like, a Lucy, you're not dealing with this. You've swept it under the carpet. You might have gone inwards, but you haven't dealt with it. So I'm constantly evolving myself, and I'm open and I am vulnerable about it with you guys, because there is no way that I'm going to keep this stuff behind closed doors. We mess up. We're living a human experience this lifetime. My soul is freaking amazing. Like, she's badass. However, I need to be really clear with you that my human sometimes takes charge. And this week when my ego piped up, like, honestly, I was shocked at myself. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes, like, it comes up and I'm like, whoa, hello. But I was actually quite shocked at how much I was aware of this. So, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, right? When you recognize what you're doing and what you're self-sabotaging, because that's what it all boils down to. So I just wanted to jump on and share. I really wanted to just jump on and share with you that ego is a real thing right now. It's happening for a reason. Make sure that you go and watch my shadow video as well, because that will give you some really good tips into how you can be identifying what's shadow and what's human. You know, I'm throwing loads of content out at the moment because people are asking for it first and foremost, but also my guides are sharing with me that I need to be sharing this information. So 2 videos that I would definitely go and watch. Shadow video, I think it's called Shadow Energy, and the other one is Hello Ego. It will give you a much better insight into what I'm talking about here. But to all of my starseeds and light workers, please remember, you know, we're all in this together. We are not better than other people. We're not better than them. Just because we educate people or we mentor people, we are not better than them. So let's not take the high ground and give it the, you know, I'm better than that person, and let our ego kick in that way. We're all in this together. We are all one. We are all one. We all must surrender to this journey and relinquish any of our ego and our control and our anger and our hurt and our frustration if we want to ascend properly. And if we want to, when I say if you want to ascend properly, what I mean is we awaken enough of the planet to naturally just gravitate into a much higher vibrational living environment, okay? I don't mean that people are going to get left behind. It's just the terminology that I'm using. So just to be really clear with everybody, okay? Nobody is better than you. You are not better than anybody else. Just because somebody's got 1 million followers does not mean that they are better than you. They are literally just shining the light for you to follow. Okay, please be mindful of that. Your ego will be piping up. Acknowledge it, address it, figure out where it's coming from. We absolutely need to alchemize our journey and share it with others so that we can ascend in the manner that we need to. I think this human experience is such a gift. Oh my goodness, do I want to get off? Do I want to press stop and get off the roundabout from time to time? Absolutely. So if you are in that space, know that you're not alone. Know that you're not a weirdo. Know that it's, you know, like, just know that we are divinely connected and we are almost there. the truth is almost there, and then it is a case of disclosure, and then it is a case of us coming back together and creating and living in the harmony that we deserve. The end is in sight. Guys, do remember to go and watch the Hello Ego video. If you need a little bit more information in and around ego, please do go and watch that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Lots of love.